Hey guys, what's going on? It's Felris here, sailing the seas of Raid Shadow Legends with you today. A new fusion has just been announced. His name is Titus something or other. I don't have the name right in front of me, unfortunately. But he is a Banner Lord, defense-based Void Legendary Champion. Now, it's not very often that we get to fuse a Void Legendary Champion. Basically, this means that the game is giving out a free Void Lego, which is super cool. Now, I think Banner Lords need some love. I think that this is a very good faction. I don't think there's been a Bannerlord fusion in the time I've played the game. So this is a first. This is a first for me, and I'm gonna definitely try to pick it up if I at all can. He looks pretty good. We're gonna go over a couple problems with him that people have brought up, and a couple problems with him that seem to be in his kit. But I think overall, he seems like a great addition to your squad. Even if he just sits in the vault, you never know what will be good later, what new combos will open up, and he's a Void Legendary, so you should just definitely get him for that reason.
You want to know a secret? You can get Corrado for free, as well as Fane, Ugo, and Vergus right now. Here's exactly how to do it. Log out of Plarium Play and uninstall. Use the link in the description below to start a brand new Raid Shadow Legends account. Log in, complete the tutorial, and you'll find Corrado Fox Hunter in your inbox afterwards. As you level up, you'll also get Fane, Ugo, and Vergus. So don't wait. Use that link and start a brand new account right now.
All right, let's go over his kit and then chat about him. All right, the A1 Raven Blade attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance of placing a block active skills debuff for 2 turns. This effect cannot be resisted if this champion is under a shield buff. Now, that does book to a 60% chance of placing a lockout. This debuff can lock out mythicals, which is fantastic. Can't be resisted. He doesn't need any accuracy, and he wants that shield. Second part of the skill, whenever an ally counterattacks, teams up with all allies to attack, or instantly activates a skill, also has a 40 books to 60% chance to place a block active skills debuff for 2 turns on the target enemy. There are multiple champions on the team with this skill. Only one will activate. Honestly, that seems like a super solid A1. It's definitely arena focused. I know there are some Faction Wars missions. I'm not sure if they're on Banner Lords, but I know that they exist where you have to prevent the enemy waves from using active skills. So I think this, if that does exist in the Banner Lords, I think that this is a great option to be able to do that. Know it exists in Orcs. Don't know if it exists in Banner Lords. We'll see. A2, Student of War, attacks one enemy. This attack is always critical if this champion is under a shield buff. This attack also gains a damage boost equal to the value of the shield. Now, champions that have damage boost equal to value of shield are generally very solid nukers. However, I don't think you want to build this guy as a nuker. We're going to see why when we get to the A3. But it's always critical, so he doesn't need crit rate. And then damage boost equal to the value of the shield is also great. Removes all debuffs from all allies if the target is killed. If the target survives, place a provoke debuff on all enemies for 1 turn instead. This effect cannot be resisted if this champion is under a shield buff. I think that probably attempting to provoke is going to be a little bit better than attempting to cleanse or nuke everybody. Again, because of the A3 ability. Now, that's on a 5-turn cooldown. It books down to a 3-turn cooldown and gets a 20% damage boost as well. So this is honestly a super solid skill, but like whether or not it's critical, whether or not it's aimed for nuking, it's super solid. Either you get an irresistible provoke or you get a absolutely massive nuke. Now, even if you don't build him with any crit damage, I expect that this skill will still hit hard as long as he's under a shield buff, just because you get a damage boost equal to the value of the shield, and that might be the way to go. You neglect crit damage in order to rely on a shield. Now, since he wants shield so badly, right, there are a couple champions you could use with this champion. One of them's free, and that's Mithrala. You could use Mithrala's shield with this champion. She's not bad in arena early on. She can actually be very annoying for the opponent to deal with if you're like in silver or maybe low gold tiers. But I mean, the big shielder for arena are gonna be your Marichka and your White Queen Ancora. Both of those champions have absolutely massive shields. Freya also has a pretty massive shield as well. So there are tons of good arena options. And you know, if you don't have any of those, consider bringing an epic shield champion or a blood shield ring. Those are some options for how to get a shield on this guy so that he can do some more damage. A3 on a 5-turn cooldown, books to a 3-turn cooldown, places a 50% ally protection buff, a 50% increase attack buff, and a 30% increase speed buff on a single ally for 2 turns. Also fills that ally's turn meter by 40%. Instantly activates this skill at the end of an ally's turn if that ally has no buffs and their HP is lower than 100%. If there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. So basically, he is an ally protector. The reason that that's really bad for making him a nuker is because ally protection scales off of your crit damage. So the more crit damage you have, the more damage he's gonna take, which is really bad for keeping him alive. However, that's why I say he has enough debuffing potential in order to neglect the nuking part of his kit, I think. He's also going to, he's going to be protecting, boosting their damage, and boosting their speed with turn meter fill by 40%. Like, that's super solid. It's like Necrit 2.0, almost. Necrit has a shield and a block debuff, so a little bit more protection. This guy goes a little bit more on the offensive ability. Imagine that with the cat, right? So the cat puts himself under Veil, right? And gains extra turn meter when he's under Veil. So the cat puts out Veil. Then this guy, Titus, comes in and boosts the cat by 40%. He gains extra turn meter when he's under Veil, so he's going to get even more than 40%. Put a Journal of Necrotos on him, and your cat could go just insane. The cat, unfortunately, won't benefit from the passive part of that skill, which is, instantly activates skill at the beginning of an ally's turn if that ally has no buffs, because he's always going to have a perfect Veil. But, for, doing one time, and the cat's such a strong nuker that you only, at worst, you have to do, 3 hits with him, right? Now, it's really bad. It's really bad to have the ally protection in what reads to be a nuking kit. However, I think he has a lot of debuff potential as well. Now, he's got a passive here. For Lord and Land, each time an enemy hits an ally, that ally's next attack will deal 10% more damage for each hit they take, up to 100%. The damage increase resets after that ally deals damage. Now, the reason that, it reads really well, right? Reads really well for Arena, but the problem is he's going to boost turn meter by 40% if that ally has no buffs. So your damage increase is actually going to be a little bit nerfed than it could be, because he's going to be boosting and letting your champions take more turns. Go second approach, not bad, right? For a go second approach, it's really not bad at all. For a go first approach, where you're boosting, you build this guy super fast, you use him to let your nuker to cut in, it's not great. But I think, think about Trunda. 10% more damage for each hit they take. Build a really slow Trunda, and then maybe just bring other buffs so that the passive of the A3 never really goes off. And then you could just absolutely nuke even more with Trunda. It would be cool. He has an aura that is 40% HP for Void champions. I think, honestly, this guy looks pretty good. I don't think he's a must fuse, but he does look good. He looks cool. He's definitely unique, and I recommend picking him up just on that merit alone. You always want new unique champions that could help you in faction wars. My banner lords are super weak, so I'm gonna go for this guy. Honestly, he has some weird anti-synergy in his kit, but I think you just pick one thing that you want him to do, and you build him to do that one thing. If you want him to nuke, you build him to nuke, and you don't worry about the A3. You want him to use his A3, you build him as a debuffer, and you don't worry about the nuking. I think that's probably how it's gonna work with this guy. Honestly, he seems solid. He seems super solid. I don't think that he's bad at all, and I think that you should probably get him. I mean, it is a free Void legendary, right? So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I've been Felris, sailing the seas of Raid Shadow Legends, and I'll see you in another video.